really well. They have labeled this a lab, which means they're constantly making adjustments to it. And this point, actually, we have new presentations. You'll see some new slides and some new material. So that's what's exciting. Like Shacarol, I know you've already done this session, or you've done Ignite 2.0 recently, and now you're just doing it again to sharpen your skills, and you'll hopefully get some more new information from this. So I'm Katie Woodard, team leader here. If everybody wants to take a minute to introduce themselves, their role, and how long you've been in real estate and what you're looking for from Ignite. So Miss Vicki, you're always our inaugural speaker.
Good morning, everybody. I am Vicki Wadsworth. I've been in real estate. Coming October will be 3 years, and I am the PC coach here at Keller Williams Montgomery.
Yes, ma'am. Who's next? Not everybody at once.
I'll go. I'm Shacarol Green, and I've been in real estate since the end of February. And as soon as I joined, we almost started this Ignite session, the first one, 2.0, and it was great. So I'm coming back again, having been through a little bit of it and seeing what else I can build on.
I love that. And she's a bulldog negotiator, in case you wanted to know.
Yes.
All right, Deanna, that's you, ma'am.
I have been in real estate since in March, or no, right before the lockdown. It was in March, and ready to get started.
I love it. I love it. So Ignite will really help you, Deanna. And then anybody else checking in on live, if y'all are there, it's better if you're in the Zoom because we can talk to each other. It's hard to monitor the Facebook. And this is going to be recorded and put on our YouTube channel. So there's a lot of opportunities to engage here, and we're looking forward to seeing another amazing session of Ignite. This time is a little bit different. It won't be me leading every session. And so we'll have different ALC members and top producers in our office sharing on the different sessions. And so I'm just here to do the first one. Ignite is broken down into 2 segments. It starts with Spark and then Elemental. Spark is more of the, this is what lead generation is and that sort of thing, looking at your big why, setting your goal. And then the Elemental section is the practical parts of what you're going to be doing, the activities. We will be covering your daily success habits. We'll be talking about accountability. We'll be talking about a lot of different things to help you develop a business plan and implement that plan. So the first thing we talk about is your big why. We've had a lot of really great conversation with our first Ignite 2.0 group. And then we've even had, guest speakers come in talking about the big why. So I want you to take a minute to envision your ideal life. What are you going to do for the people you care about? What charities would you support? And how would you make the lives of yourself and everyone around you better? This is your big why. Why did you become a real estate agent? What were your hopes and goals? It's really important to establish your mindset and your goals from the beginning. Even jobs you love have moments where you struggle to find motivation. I think everybody can agree with that. If you've ever had a job in your life, there are those days. During Ignite, you're going to learn a lot about the ins and outs and how to find and keep business. You learn everything you need to make a deal. The more connected you are with what you want to do with your success, the more you'll find that success. Has anybody here heard of the term limiting belief? Tell me what that is.
To limit the way you think about something, to look at it as if you cannot do something.
Exactly. A limiting belief is something that's going to hold you back from your success. As you go through Ignite, you may catch yourself thinking, I don't have time to do this, or I can't possibly lead generate for 3 hours. That is what we call a limiting belief. Okay, so anytime you say I can't, that's you limiting yourself. Henry Ford has a famous quote: if you think you can do a thing or you think you can't do a thing, you are right. So either you think you can or you can't, but either way, you're right. He knew that your mindset was one of the factors that determines your success. As you go through Ignite, look for ways you're limiting your own success and remove the barriers in your way. Connect to your goals. Your big why, as Gary Keller says, to push through and achieve your goals. So the next thing here, we're going to look at every session. This is going to come up every session. What do successful agents do every day?
Grow our business and run our business.
Exactly. And there's specific tasks you're going to do on each thing. When you're growing your business, you're going to look at lead generating for buyers and sellers. You're going to make seller listing presentations and get listings. You're going to make buyer presentations and take, buyers. And you're going to preview real estate. That's growth. Okay. When you're running your business, these are more of the operations of what you're doing. You're going to market seller listings. You're going to show buyers houses. You're going to negotiate contracts. You're going to have transaction management to close. You have vendor management. You have goals. You have compliance and risk management. You have to attend training and get coaching, and you manage your money. So you're going to look at growing your business and running your business. We're going to cover each section here throughout Ignite 2.0. So our goal here is to model what successful agents do and to show you how to do it in a practical way. So what is Spark? So this 1 hour session, you're going to learn starting with your sphere, knowing the tools, and then preparing for success. Your daily success habits are more of the 3 hour practice session, in that you do that both in your coaching program and on your own, which is where you build your database, you have script practice, you lead generate, and you have contract. You sharpen your contract skills. So welcome to Ignite. This is a video with Gary Keller welcoming everybody, and it's going to help explain what you'll be using, and then we'll have a conversation as a group once it's over. It's about a 90-second video.
Hi, I'm Gary Keller. This course will allow you to get off to a fast start you can build on. Because if you repeated the principles every 90 days for a year, believe me, you have an awesome first year. And just as important, you would have built the foundation and momentum for your entire career. It is practical, realistic, and easy to apply. It's about the fundamentals that determine your level of success in the business of real estate. From our research with top agents, we have found that they too started their careers with these fundamentals, and they continue to do them along with their teams to this very day. And it's not hard. It just requires a little focused effort, a few hours every day. Now, there is really just one way to achieve the goal. It's lead generation. Other skills are important, yet without leads to work with, your skills won't mean a thing. Dealing with business never takes precedence over what? Finding business. Never. Research shows that top producing agents make lead generation their #1 priority and the one thing they make sure they always get done. You can do this. And when you do, you will get the leads, the relationships, the experiences, the career, and the income that you want and deserve. Go get them, and good luck.
So what does Gary say should be our #1 priority?
Lead generation.
Lead generation. And what does the video tell you about what you can expect from Spark?
Well, I'm just going to say this, y'all. I'm going to speak because I'm still learning different things from Ignite. So one thing he said is going to help us with our business.
That's right. And that's what lead generation is. So no today business should take place of lead generating for new business, right? And we know that, right? And that's what we're going to talk more about
I am.
Oh, he wanted to do it again. All right. Nothing else about your business will have as big of an impact on it as the number of leads you have. And this is a quote from the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. So your skills don't mean anything without leads to use them on. Successful agents master lead generation first and continue to lead generate every day. That's why we built Ignite, and we focus on you doing successful lead generation habits while building your confidence in real estate. Shaquille, you're the only one who I see their face, and you've taken Ignite. Would you say the first time you took Ignite, you gained confidence?
Yes, I definitely did.
I would say so.
Yes.
And I'm so glad you did it like right out the gate too. I mean, I can already see the positive impact it's had. So we talked about Ignite having Spark and Elementals. It's 4 weeks where you learn the foundations for success, including the daily success habits. The daily success habits are things successful agents do every day, including lead generation. Your first 2 weeks, again, are called Spark, and it's your incubator for success where you learn how to have a successful mindset, lead generate, and get confidence of a seller or buyer in your first appointment. After learning the foundations and developing successful client relationships, you'll move on to Elementals, and they'll learn the skills you need to take an appointment successfully all the way to closing. According to NAR, 66% of sellers and 41% of buyers find an agent through a friend. Go to your phone and go to contacts, scroll all the way to the bottom, and tell me the number of contacts you have in your phone. Write that number down. Look up when you're done. Okay, take that number and multiply it by 6%. That number, the total, gives you the average number of real estate transactions that can happen in the next 12 months within your sphere of influence. All right, after you have that number, multiply it by 4,500. That is the number that you can earn from those said transactions if you really work and touch your sphere of influence and put them in your data bank. I see you over there, like, you know, making a face, Carol. Is that a number that you would be happy receiving in the next 12 months?
Yes.
Okay. So just keep that at the top of mind. Put that at the top where you can see the possibilities. The first thing you may be thinking is that won't work for me. And what is that when you say I can't do that or that won't work?
Katie, give me the formula again.
All right. So you take your number of contacts, divide it by 6%, and then multiply it by the average commission, 4,500.
Okay.
So it all starts with what? We lovingly call it your sphere of influence. That's where your contacts, the people that already know, trust, and love you. When we start building our database, it makes sense to start with this group of individuals. We're going to define, in this section, we'll define our sphere and practice reconnecting. All right, your sphere. These are people that you have met in one way, shape, or form. You already know them. They, again, trust and respect you, and therefore they're willing to help you. People like to do business with people they know, trust, and respect. You have established reciprocal communication with the people in your sphere. The contacts on your phone are a good place to start. Would you prefer to do business with people you know, trust, and respect? And do you think your friends and acquaintances would rather use a realtor they know and trust? Makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. Who do you know that is going through a life change? Is it possible they could use your help? According to NAR, again, same stat, 66% of sellers and 41% of buyers found their agent through a friend, neighbor, or relative, or use an agent they had worked with before. So what is it about? The relationship, okay? It costs nothing to call people you already know. Since you know them, it requires fewer touches and less effort to get them to want to help you by giving you their business or referring you to friends or family. People you haven't met are going to take a lot more time. They have to get to know you, right? And it takes more effort to convince those who do not already know you. All right, so we have a diagram. Let's see, is this the next slide here? There we go. To look at as we're talking about this. So who do you know that is going through a life event that may lead to a move? Who do you know that does not know yet you are a real estate agent? And who have you not spoken with in the last 2 weeks? And I think sometimes we get, when we get into the business, we're like, oh, well, I'm sure every person I know on Facebook and in my phone, they saw that post I did saying I got my license, and they're going to refer business to me and help me grow my business. What are the likelihoods that that's true?
Not very likely.
Not very likely, exactly. So it's our job to stay front of mind with them. Okay, so here is the likelihood of a move. It's the timeline. I've done it before in business meeting. So the average person moves every 8 to 10 years. Right after a move, the likelihood that they'll want to move again is at its lowest point. So if you look at the hills and valleys, those dots are every 8 to 10 years, okay? So it's very unlikely someone's going to want to, again, move right here, right? But the point is, if you're in proximity and conversation and relationship with them along the way, then who's going to be the closest person right here when they make that decision to move again?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's you, okay? So who do you know that has recently moved? Who might be thinking about moving soon? And who is somewhere in the middle? That's how you want to start thinking about your sphere, is where they are on this timeline of every 8 to 10 years. How would you feel if your friends only called you when they want something? Anybody got a friend like that?
They're not my friends, but yeah.
Well, everybody knows people like that, right? They just
Yeah.
pick up the phone and you're like, oh my gosh, what now? Because they're just wanting you to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that person cares about you? So do you trust the people that you think care about you more with your money?
Mm-hmm.
And do you trust them to help you make a business decision? So when we stay on top of mind with our sphere as the realtor of choice, that's when they're ready to buy, they're ready to sell. They know someone ready to buy or sell. What do they do then? Man, you got to use Shacarol. And you got to use Deanna. Then that knocks out any opportunity for someone else to come in and, catch them on unawares, because you are the person that they know and trust. You are the real estate expert, and that's what we're going to talk about. If you don't call somebody for 8 years, why would you be the first person they talk to? Especially this is someone who already, they're in your phone. You're in their phone, and they didn't call you. Even if a person has just bought or sold a home, you can stay in touch with them so that you're their realtor of choice for the next move, and that you can get referrals from them. I mean, I know it hurts when you see that person you went to high school with, y'all were best friends, and they post on Facebook, sold, and it's not with you. And yet, calling them to say congratulations and asking how it went really can open up a door for you to help them with their next transaction. We always assume that was a good experience. Just because you have a great picture with the sold sign doesn't mean that was a great experience for them. So, you can always be in relationship and learning more. And there's a lot of orphan clients out there. Okay, so this is a great opportunity to connect with them. Even if they've just bought and sold, you can still congratulate them. right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so don't fear your sphere. I like that. Has anybody heard of the Ford method
Mm-hmm.
for having conversation? If you were in Bold Pivot, or if you've done Bold before, if you've done Ignite, this is something that we talk about. When you're looking to talk with somebody and you're going, man, I don't know what to say to them. Maybe I haven't talked to them in a few years. This is a great thing to think about. You always ask about their family, their occupation, their recreation, and their dreams. So it keeps it personal and it keeps it about that
Yeah.
person.
Mm-hmm.
We all love talking about ourselves. Y'all call me any day and ask about my son. I will go on and on and on and on and on. Ask me about where I went on my vacation, or if I'm going on vacation, or, you know, what about my job? I'm just going to talk and talk and talk. So you don't even really have to worry about what to say. We just need to think about what questions to ask to get into conversation with them. So you can still congratulate them, right? Somebody's got the live going. Worry about what to say. We just need to think about what questions. There we go. Double Katie. Okay, so this is where there is a Ford script in the Ignite script book, and I'll make sure you guys have the updated version of that, where you will use your accountability partner. Okay, so the last session, this will not go away. Okay, the last session, we had everybody divide up into accountability partners, and Shakira, I'm gonna keep picking on you because you were here then. What was it like for you to do now you had just gotten into real estate, you had really just met everybody virtually, and you and Tiffany hit it off. So what has that accountability experience been for you, and what do you guys do together?
Well, we go over the scripts, like when she's working with we're going over scripts, working with sellers, and then the ones working with buyers. It just made us more comfortable. And what we learned is that, you know, we have the scripts, but as Ms. Vicky always tells us, just be ourselves, make it our own.
Mm-hmm.
The scripts are more so of a guide, not something that you have to do. It's not like answering the phone at some office. You make it your own. You don't have to go by it, you know, word from word, but make it your own. It just makes you more comfortable with calling people.
Well, and two, the first challenge is we're going back into your contacts and people that you maybe haven't heard from in a while. And so really just asking someone, hey, how are you? How are things going during this crazy time? How is your family? How is your job? I mean, you literally can follow this model and get to know someone really well. And then simply say, you know, I'm just calling to check in on you. I don't know if you knew or not, I just got my real estate license and I'm looking to help as many people as I can. It's
and
very simple.
honestly, this time was it makes, usually when you call someone, you say, hey, how are you doing? I just want to check on you during these times. There's really nothing else for you to say because they will go on and on about what happened, who it happened to, and then the conversation becomes natural. And so it's just a dialogue, and that's what I found. If, you know, once you ask them how they're doing and how's the family doing, you lead it, but they've taken over, and so it makes it a lot easier.
It makes it so easy. And you feel good after those conversations, don't you, Shakira?
Yes.
You feel so good. So how would you feel though? How do you feel when people call in and check on you? Feels good. You're like, man, somebody's thinking about me today. Or text to check on you. So don't think about it. Don't get in this mindset of, gosh, I don't want to bother somebody. Because just like we just discussed, especially during this time, people want to know other people are thinking about them and caring about them, even if you have not connected in a while. So it's personal conversation. It's about them. And like we talk about, be ready to serve. Cody Gibson the other day, it's more about service than sales. That's what Gary Keller keeps saying. Cody reminded us that. When you call somebody and ask them how they are and how you can help, be prepared to help. Vicki, do you want to share your story that you shared with us last week of the guy that you had texted as a touch? Was it a text? You're on mute.
It was a text. I learned how to do send it out as a blast for my people in my database, and they were saying like, They didn't need any real estate help because on my signature, it says who I am. And I texted him back and I said, I didn't say anything about real estate. And he said, well, I'm just trying to get through this right now. And thank you for checking on me. But right now, I'm just trying to struggle and pay my bills. And in my text, it says, if there's anything that I can help you with, please feel free to let me know. I don't know. I can't help if I don't know. Well, he said he was struggling with, just trying to pay his bills. And I said, do you have Cash App? And he hesitated for a while. He didn't text me back. I guess he was like, wait a minute now. And he did send me his Cash App. And I cashed out him some money. And he was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. He was like, thank you so much. He was just so overwhelmed. And I said to myself, when I remember it was said to us when they said, when you checking on people, be sure you're able to deliver what you say. And when I cashed out him some money, he was so thankful. And I said, okay, God, I thank you for being able to help him in the way that he needed the help. That was how he needed the help. And that's how I was able to assist him. And he was just like, oh, nobody has ever did this before. And I thank you so much. And I said, you are welcome. And like I said, I wanted to check on you just to make sure everything was going okay and if I could help with anything.
I love that story because that's truly, who we are as a company. That's what we're about is, serving and service people. And so, when you ask, how are you and how can I help? Just be ready and be prepared and be open to someone saying, I need help, not just saying, I need you to help me by yourself. And so sometimes, in real estate, we talk about you don't have to be the guy. You just have to know the guy. So in Vicky's situation, it worked out. But if someone were to say, I need, help refinancing, or I need this, that, and the other, you can always share that and pass that along and be a really great, as realtors, we're really great connectors. We have a lot of people in our database, some of which are vendors, some of which are other people. You can also, hey, if you're looking for a job, do you mind I share that out with my sphere? And so there's opportunities, and we keep hearing really great stories of people connecting on a deep level, and that's phenomenal. Who is he likely to refer somebody to if they say they're going to buy or sell?
Me, and he said it. He said that to me.
So it's twofold, right? You did something really significant and helped somebody as part of a touch, and you're likely to continue to build your influence with this person to get referrals. So now we're going to talk about knowing your tools. So it's time to become familiar with some tools you need to maintain your database and launch your career. We're going to go over how to use Command and the contents of the Ignite Toolkit. By the end of this section, you will know how to enter a contact in Command, and you will be familiar with all the resources available in the Ignite Toolkit. So who has seen this diagram before? I do not think this was in the last one. This is Gary Keller's vision. True, wrote it out on a flip chart, okay? So there's 3 large circles being served on the platform, okay? So we have big data, we have the cloud in which the data goes to, and then we have Kelly, which is the AI that connects everything. And it services the consumer, the agent, and the market center. Okay, and then above those, you see Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered, Keller Offers, and Keller Manage. The Offers and Manage are not, well, Manage is not actually available anywhere at this point, but the offers are not in our area. But we, and then Keller Covered is something that they're developing right now. But the mortgage is a tool that we have here now. So we want to be sure that you as the agent are being served and you're able to serve your consumer, and then we have that connection with the market center. So with the consumer, we have the internet and the websites, and then we have the app. For the agents, you guys have Command, and for our market center, we have Command Market Center. And so This is the vision that Gary Keller had, and this is what came to fruition. And there's opportunity, you guys, in KW Connect. I can share that on our Facebook page, where he's literally walking through all of this, of like how this came to be and why it's so important to look at this. You're like, what does this have to do with anything? But it's important to see our, part of our mission is to be the real estate company of choice for agents and their clients. So this is that vision, and this is how that's covered. Okay, Command. It's an integrated end-to-end platform that contains business critical applets for running and growing your business. It's a tool to help you manage your database, cultivate connections, and take leads from contact all the way to closing. In Spark, we're going to focus on contacts and using smart plans to engage those contacts in touch campaigns. And then we'll talk more about some of this in the lead generation model. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how to log into Command, or does anybody need that? Does everybody know how to log into Command? Thumbs up. We're good? All right, let's talk about, I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway, though, because I'm going to have to show you guys. Let's see. Can you guys see my screen right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, y'all see Command?
Not yet.
Well, now, do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So in order to have your database in here, and I want to say this, if you have an Excel sheet of names and addresses of people that are, for instance, maybe in your church or in your kids, soccer or softball or baseball or whatever it is, your activities, you can take that and send it to Scott Leroy Marketing, and he can upload it into Command for you. It does take about 2 days, but if you already have an existing list of people you want to put into your database, that's where you're going to use Scott Leroy. It's support@scottleroymarketing.com. All right, so today we're going to add a contact. What should our contact's name be? I'm going to say Goofy because I've already used Mickey Mouse.
I was about to say Minnie.
Oh, that's a good one. Does Goofy have a last name? I don't think so. Okay, Minnie Mouse at Disney.com.
Mm-hmm.
What do we need? The primary thing, we need at least an email or a phone number, right?
Yes.
The more info we have on somebody, the better it will be. So 334, the phone number from all the movies. Okay, now add relationship. I'm going to attach her to Mickey. This is important if you have spouses or partners in the same household, because if you're doing mailers and you're doing touches and you're doing things and you do one spouse and not the other, one, you want to be on the same page, right? And two, if you're doing a transaction, you're typically doing it with both parties. So this would attach both of those people to the same contact card. Okay. So why is it not letting me add Mickey? Must be a complicated relationship. Okay, it's grayed out. Typically, you would just click the add button here. I don't know why it's not. Oh, you can now add the different relationships. Y'all, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
We all know somebody that's got to have their mama help them, so we can go ahead and put mama right there if we need to, okay? But it's not letting me right this second. Just file that away for later. All right, so this is the minimal information that we need, and it's not showing me. There we go. Create. You can add someone's Facebook profile. You can add their social media accounts. You can add their legal name. You can add their birthday. You can add so much stuff. Now I'm gonna pull Minnie back up. All right, and so as you'll see, you have two columns here. You have the contact card on the left, and then you have the timeline and opportunities on the right. So this timeline will show you the activity that this person does in your app, on your website. If Minnie Mouse saw an ad I had on Facebook and entered her information in that way, she would already come to my profile. She would already come into my command. But it shows you emails you send them. If you talk to somebody and you're doing your lead generation and they say, you know, I'm looking to see if they can get pre-approved. You put this note in on today, and then you create yourself a task. Maybe you said, you know what, I'm going to connect you with Keller Mortgage or a lender that you prefer, and I'm going to follow up with you in 3 days. So you would just now create yourself a task and said, okay, well, let me come over here on Thursday and I'll set an appointment to call Minnie. And it will come into on your task. It's going to show you on Thursday, remind to call Minnie. Now, if you were going, I didn't add more information to this note for the task, but what could I easily do? Pull up Minnie and go, okay, what was the last thing we talked about? But if you don't enter these notes in and you're not using command at this level, it's going to be hard. You're still going to be using your tools instead of leaning on the data and the AI to help.
You're gonna be going back to last week looking for your sticky notes.
That's exactly it. We want to get away from Post-it notes as much as I love them, and you know, the calendar that you end up doodling on more than you actually do activities on. But that's not. This is to leverage the tools that we have. Okay. I also want to show you guys the SMART plan. Now, Minnie Mouse, here is her ad neighborhood. Everybody's going to have this. If I were to put her address in that when I entered her contact in, it would already pull over here. But since I did not do that, I know that she lives at Disney World. Wonder if it'll pick up. Oh, goodness. It's got a lot of stuff. Let's see. Let's just do Orlando. So here's some Florida neighborhoods. So Orlando. But for the premises that we are talking about, we'll assume this is Minnie's neighborhood, okay? And I'm going to click some that are around it. It's going to show you some suggestions here that you can add additional, if she's looking maybe in that area, she wants to maybe stay in this area that she lives in, or maybe she's told you specifically she's looking to another area. That's what you would put in here. And when you put her on the SMART plan for either the biweekly or the monthly neighborhood nurture, this is what it's going to look like. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
So this is showing neighborhood information based on the neighborhoods we selected. And you can tab through the different neighborhoods. Minnie Mouse will have the opportunity to really like something, to hide it if she doesn't like it, to draw a circle and say, you know what, I'd rather be over here, and populate. And what it's going to do, guys, is come back into this timeline and show you that she's looking at these neighborhoods. It will even show you the specific MLS IDs that she was looking at. So when you do your follow-up, did you get my email? I wanted to see if you connected with, you know, the Keller Mortgage app. Did you put that in? How does that looking for you? And did you have anything you wanted to, you know, have further information on? This gives us the opportunity to control that conversation. Because you've seen Minnie Mouse look at this house at 4 a.m., look at this house at 6 in the morning. I mean, 72 times she's looked at this property. So what's that tell you?
She liked it.
She's very interested in this property. And so you, as the trusted real estate professional, one, you're giving her up-to-date neighborhood information. You're giving her the remote control to look and search. And then you're following up to have that connection with her, to have that conversation. And so you're getting her, if she was trying to figure out if she can get pre-approved, you're moving her in the right direction towards her goal. And that is a huge connector. It's a trust. You know, we talked about trusting. And so this is amazing, these tools that we have. You'll want to make sure that she's on a smart plan. So you go to the smart plan category, click add to smart plan. And then, so she told us she's ready to get pre-approved and buy. I'm going to do a bi-weekly touch versus a monthly. The monthly does, and you can hit the arrow and look at it's every 30 days. The bi-weekly is every 14. So I want her to be on every 2 weeks. And I can choose to start it today or start this later. I want to go ahead and start this today for Minnie Mouse. And I'll tell her when I have a conversation with her to be expecting an email from me. Then it says it's been submitted. So now we know that Minnie Mouse is on our neighborhood nurture. We've got our neighborhood in. We're going to call and follow up on Thursday. It's going to send us a reminder to connect with her about getting with a lender. Does anybody have any questions about this in Command so far? I can't see anybody, so is everybody good?
Mhm.
Any ahas from this segment? Did anybody learn something today they did not know with Command? I learned that you can choose the relationship of the person you're attaching. You can attach a spouse, you can attach a child, you can attach a mother or a father. And that's important when you're following up with people and they've told you 6 months ago, you know, their parents were going to help them out, this, that, and the other, but you have forgotten that. This is all a tool to help you leverage and not have to remember all the things or the Post-it notes or the whiteboard. This is to be a tool to help align you with your goals and help you achieve them faster. All right, so we're going to go back to our slides here, possibly. All right, so database. Why do we start our database with our sphere? We talked about it. Because our sphere, we start with our sphere because people would rather do business they know, trust, and respect. We've already talked about this. So you already have an implicit permission to have a two-way conversation with everyone in your phone, or you would not have their contact in your phone. So a majority of your business during your first year is going to be from your sphere of influence, directly or via referrals. We did the exercise earlier where we looked at our contacts and then we saw our potential for earnings. Does anybody want to share that number? What was your potential earnings based on you using your contacts in your phone and your sphere and systematically touching them?
Mine was $120,420.
Girl. Shakira, I'm gonna you had to get your headset, honey, because you're gonna have to make some calls. Get you one of them noise canceling ones.
That's why I made the face I did when we told us to add it up.
You were like, I'll take that. I will take that. And so this is why we put our contacts from our phone into Command. A powerful database produces leads. A powerful database managed by powerful scheduling and planning tools produce a predictable flow of leads and a predictable flow of business. Command is a tool to nurture and manage relationships, to schedule and track every interaction you have with each person in your database so that you can maintain mind share and be the top mind real estate agent of choice. Let's talk about your toolkit that you're going to have, okay? So in this toolkit, and I'll share it in our, I think I've shared the last one in our Facebook group. I'll share this one in our Facebook group as well. It's got resources, your resources job aid, or it's got some links and things that you can go back to learn more about some of the things that we talk about, the tools. It's got your script books. It has that buyer lead sheet, your 411, plan your day checklist, previewing homes job aid, pre-listing questionnaire, the pre-listing package, and your open house tools. So you can have a printed copy of that or just have it up on your computer. It's pretty easy to use this way. All right. We're going to go over what you can expect to learn in Spark and to review the daily 10-4 to help you develop a plan on how to spend your time outside of Ignite to build a successful real estate business. So these are the modules we're going to go over systematically each session in Ignite. So first, you're going to fuel your career, and that's what we're talking about today. Where do you start? What do you need to begin with? And what's the fuel to our career? What have we talked about today?
Lead generating.
Lead generation with our
Sphere of influence.
sphere.
Right.
Right? So then tomorrow we'll have lead generation as the core of your business, going through the lead generation model. Then we'll talk about powerful language gets results. Your database is your business. Set goals that matter. Deliver your value proposition. Find and win the buyer. Find seller leads. A day in the life of the real estate agent. And then our Market Center specific module is our contracts class. So as you're in this month, make sure that you attend Jimmy Ann's contract class. She's doing it all Zoom right now, and you want to make sure that you have a really good understanding on the documents that will really be the things that seal the deal for that $120,000. Because if you call them and they agree to work with you and you don't know how to write a contract or negotiate one, you're going to be stuck, right? So make sure that you understand all of the skills in which you need to have. And we have the opportunity to do that. Okay, so the elemental modules we talked about is more practical. So you'll talk about prospecting, marketing, open houses, seller appointments, buyer consultations, how to make and receive offers, how to negotiate the deal, financial basics, and your contract to close. So that's where we're going to go. The daily 10-4 is add 10 new contacts to your database. This is what you're going to be doing every day, okay? Speak with 10 people in your database. Write 10 notes to people you've recently contacted and preview 10 homes per week, okay? Does anybody have questions about this? And I know my Ignite 2.0 foundational group, it's not 10-4, is it? What is it? Tiffany, I see you.
24.
20, because when COVID hit and we saw the market was going to be shifted, what was the first thing we did? Double down, double down, double down. I think also initially we were pretty weary of the 10 notes, and so we said 10 personal messages could also cover that, but the point is to follow up. So you're going to add people into your database because it's your bank. If you make deposits, you can make withdrawals. Mm-hmm. And speaking to 10 people that are already there, okay? If you're starting with your phone, start in your phone, right? And then the notes that you have contacted and say, thank you so much for speaking with me. You're going to follow up on whatever they had said. Previewing 10 homes per week. Getting to know your market is extremely important, okay? So you can do that most virtually right now. So take advantage of that. Get in that MLS and be previewing homes. All right. So you're going to divide the rest of your day between growing your business and running your business. Vicki, what does your calendar say? After we did Ignite last time, how did you edit your calendar?
Every day from 8 to 12, I am growing my business. And then from 1 to 5, I'm running my business, and I have certain things in growing my business where I'm making contact with people in my database, reaching out to those that has had an interest in getting pre-approved or whatever. It's different things I break down into growing my business and running my business. I do things like if I already have something in the process, whether I'm scheduling inspections or writing contracts, or I break it down.
I love that.
But
Her
every
calendar
day.
literally is blocked.
Mhm,
Grow and run.
mhm.
That's something that you all can do. It's something that makes it clear especially when you're first starting out. And if you're operating from home, it can be a little difficult. So just making sure that you understand, and that's why the daily 10-4, the daily success habits are so great, because it really breaks it down into what exactly you can be doing today to grow your business and then run your business. Some examples are previewing homes. We talked about that. Reading The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Our next session, next few sessions actually are on like lead generation. So you can go ahead and get that section out. You want to continue to contact your sphere and update the information into Command. And then you can watch anything on Connect and that sort of thing. Be attending your group sessions and your one-on-one sessions with your coach if you're in coaching. That's going to keep you on track. The funny thing is, whether you have just got your license signed today or you've been in real estate for years, this is across the board. This is what everybody needs to be doing. So making sure that you guys are doing that, that's going to be the key to your success. All right, now we're going to have our recap and ahas. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What actions are you going to take? And what tools are you going to use? Everybody give me one.
For me, I know for me, like I know how to add all of my things into Command, but
Mhm.
I have to be more diligent in doing it and adding my comments and my tasks.
Well, I just feel different each time that I do Ignite because I get a better understanding at each step.
Who else has not done it, and what are you thinking about? We've got quite a few people. We've got 4 people who have not ever done it. What are y'all thinking now that you have your first session in?
Hey, Katie, this is Malin. Hey, that formula was an eye opener for me. And yeah, so I've got to work harder on reaching out to my contacts.
Well, you specifically, Malin, y'all have a family business that is not real estate related, but you have an existing database
Right.
to touch those people and let them know not only can you help them with your existing business, but any of the real estate needs, you can help them too. They already know, trust, and respect you because they're already making decisions with your family and trusting you guys. So just take advantage of that.
Right,
And
right.
I think initially, a lot of people say, I don't know what to say. Well, it's simply a touch. How are you doing? How are things going? And honestly, in your case, Malin, you're going to probably see an increase in business in your other family business. It can be twofold. You're just reaching out, trying to serve people. And through that, letting people know your real estate agent can help them with their real estate needs as well. Care, compassion, common sense. I think sometimes we overthink it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Who else? Does anybody else have sound? All right, who's going to get in Command and use it a little better and understand why it is we put our contacts in? It's more than just a place to hold your contacts. Because if you think about it, you want to grow your database because it's your data bank. And the more money you put in the bank, the more you can withdraw, right? So if you start having more and more people, who had more than 1,000 people in their contacts on their phone when we did that exercise? Right? Can I keep up with 1,000 conversations, even if I'm having them 2 or 3 a day? That's really hard to do. So we want to leverage this technology. And while we're not actually talking to people, it can be touching them on our behalf. Right? All right, guys. Well, that really wraps up today's session. We want to talk about, again, the daily success habits. This is to set your goals, your career on fire. So adding 10 contacts a day, having 10 conversations a day, 10 handwritten notes or personal messages, and previewing 10 homes a week. All right, guys. Does anybody have anything else to add today before we wrap up? Tomorrow, same time, and Tamara Hockenhall will be leading us tomorrow on our session. And then throughout all the other sessions, there'll be various leaders, ALC members, and top producers leading these. So I look forward to more great sessions with you all, and I hope y'all have an awesome day. Go make it the best. Bye, guys.